Hey, I found a thing.
Sorry, I meant to say, the scholars haven't finished their preliminary assessment of the site yet, so we're not supposed to venture too far in. Now that looks promising.
Isn't that the ironworks symbol? Counterfeiters?
Now I have you.
You are right.
What's happening?
Stay with me. Focus on my voice. Let expanse contract. Eon become instant. Throw wide the gates that we may pass.
Safe journey, warrior of light. Find our friends and bring them home.
That was sudden. Just like every expansion, we have to go to an alternate thing like this. Oh, I'm falling.
Rare to meet someone out here who's not a peddler themselves. What brings you into the wilds this time of night?
This time of night.
Well, if it ain't the oldest joke in the book. Me granddad, God's rest his soul, used to tell that one to the barman at kicking out time. And when, pray tell, did we last have a dark night? You rotten old drunk, you, he'd reply. Over 100 bleeding years ago, that's when. Well, I've roads to travel and wares to sell, but you'd best hurry along to the town nearby. Just head east through the trees and aim for the Shining Tower. You'll find the place soon enough. 'Tis the biggest settlement for malms around. Go on now, friend. They'll take good care of you in the Crystarium.
To dizzying heights it rises. The gleaming spire. Its tip threatening to pierce the blinding canopy. There, it will all begin anew. Between dark and light. The pure and the corrupt. The one true struggle.
Every face in this city I know. Yours, I do not. This is the threshold of the Crystarium, stranger, and I am its gatekeeper. If you would enter, you will answer my questions. From where do you hail?
Ooh, this is a good question. Oh, how do I answer? I gotta answer, so it's one of the first two. She won't buy the source because she's a stranger. Gridania might not even be a place in this place, so I have to say the source.
The source? What is this cryptic nonsense?
Everything all right, Captain?
Quite all right, my lord. Just a stray sin eater, and a weak one at that.
I see. Weak or not, we should be on the lookout for more. But I see you've met my guest. I will escort him to the Crystarium myself, if you've no objections.
Another of your mysterious friends, is it? I should have known. Very well. I'll inform the others your guest is to be given the run of the city.
Come with me. I will answer whatever questions you have when we are somewhere more private. Right then, before we plunge into the wheres and wherefores, let me first thank you for answering my summons. I had intended to bring you directly to my personal quarters, but I fear my aim was slightly off. That you are still able to make the crossing unharmed is a great relief. And so, we come to the question of where. The realm in which you now find yourself belongs to one of the 13 reflections, or shards. The first, to be precise.
How much trouble you've caused.
An inkling, yes. I can only beg your forgiveness. Matters here forced my hand. But all shall be explained in due course, I promise you. Let us begin with the glaring skies up above. Here in the first, the world has been all but consumed by primordial light. It began a century ago, by this realm's reckoning. A luminous flood swallowing everything in its path. More than 9/10 of this star was lost. And the fortunate few who survived are hounded by abominations born of that catastrophe even now. Sin Eaters, we call them. The creature you saw earlier was one such monstrosity. It was to save the first from this menace that I learned to bridge the rift between worlds. For in saving the first, you would bring salvation to the source as well. Let us continue our talk within the Crystarium.
How about you explain yourself? I know you, don't I? Unlike everyone else in the first, I know you. Oh, we're already here!
Such a proud and vibrant city. The sole sanctuary for the living in a world all but resigned to oblivion. Each stone was laid with hope. The town itself a symbol, a monument to defiance in the face of death. No would-be hero could fail to answer its call. For who among us does not yearn for salvation?
Norv, the Crystarium. The Crystarium, sorry. And where we are, my friend, to the Crystarium. Oh, this city's music is the prelude? Really? Nice touch. Let's have a look at this new blade. That's a gun blade! Yes! Now, a full and frank discussion in the privacy of my study would seem to be in order. But I think our conversation would be more meaningful if you were first to gain a firmer grasp of the situation here. To that end, I would like you to visit a few of the Crystarium's civic leaders, to glean something of this world and its predicament. In seeking out each of my colleagues, you will visit the major districts of the city and hopefully gain a feel of the place. I trust my directions will suffice enough. Crystal clear. When they ask whence you hail, as they inevitably will, I suggest you claim to share a homeland with the Crystal Anarch. There is an unspoken rule here about peering too deeply into that particular mystery. Oh, it may be him then. Oh, so you have an interest in modern history. Splendid! A thorough review of recent events can often yield novel perspectives. If you would prefer something visual to accompany the account, then I think an illustrated history book for children somewhere. And here we are. Would you like to pull up a chair? Make yourself more comfortable. On with the lesson then. "100 years ago, or near enough not to matter, villains known as the Warriors of Light slew the Shadow Keeper, the Steward of Darkness." Villains known as the Warrior of Light. What? Wow, the Warriors of Light are dictated as bad guys here because they killed the person who held the dark. Wow. I called it. In the wake of this tainted deed, light began to pour into the world from its unseen cracks. It pooled and swelled without cease until the day an enormous blinding wave rose up and swept across our star. We called this calamity the Flood of Light. Everything it touched was leached of life and vigor, leaving naught behind but luminous wasteland. Yet, just as it seemed that all would be lost, a savior appeared before us, the Oracle of Light. She should twist us an approaching doom, and by her power did she stay the flood. Thus, the Norv reigned, and the Norvran alone spared the fate of erasure. Tragedy would, however, arrive in another form. From the blasted emptiness descended horrors of strange and terrible aspect to bedevil the few folk who survived. These sin-eaters were light incarnate, and their fugitive presence stole the night from the northern sky. Even now they circle the remaining bastions of civilization, ever on the hunt for us, ever hungering for our flesh.